Oh, hockey, how I missed you. Standing high above the ice at the class of 1923 arena, it is time for Drexel men's club hockey as the Dragons get ready to welcome the profs from Rowan University. Good to be back with you here to start 2025. Daryl Dobis back high atop center ice here for SFBN.com. First game of the new year. A lot of players looking to get their feet wet again. It's been about a month since a lot of these players have seen live action. There's not too many teams play during the Christmas break. And Drexel, well, they needed a break, but they're coming off of a pretty good stretch. 3 of their last 4 games have been wins. They got off to an 0-12 start. We had one of those games right here and just couldn't get anything done. But again, 3 out of the last 4, they have been on a little bit of a roll themselves. And they're going out of conference here normally in the Colonial States Collegiate Hockey Conference. They're going to take on a team out of the ACC Premier in the Rowan Profs, who come in 9-9 with 1 shootout loss on the season. It's going to look a little funny on the ice today. It's brown and brown, as you got the cream color for Drexel with the blue and gold. They'll defend the goal to the right, and they will put Vincent Vassallo out there. A .552 goals against for the junior, .888 save percentage for him. Meanwhile, the first appearance of the year, at least according to the website, for Aiden Young out of Sicklersville, New Jersey. He will defend the goal to the left for the Props, who win the opening draw. And we are underway here in Philly. To the near side boards, Props pinch in, getting hammered after firing it back in deep is Milliken. Connor Milliken able to keep it in for the Props. Puck batted around into the zone, flipped up to the far boards. There to get it is Ben Williams, and Drexel will fire it out. Drexel, if you want to look at it in terms of athletics, a Division I program. Rowan is a Division III program. I have seen them and called some of their games against Swarthmore. Field hockey, lacrosse. Very good Division III program. A lot of national titles, including at the field hockey level. I'm sure I'll see them again this year, or this upcoming school year, 25 in the fall season, when field hockey starts up again. But this is the stuff on the ice today. And Rowan looking to pick up a win is bringing it across as Nicholas Thomas will fire it in. Trying to one-time it off the back wall there and fanning a bit was Aiden Plank. And he'll get another opportunity. Pass it in front. That one deflected out in front by Vassallo. And now played by a high stick. And we'll get a stoppage of play. Nearly 1.5 gone here in the first period. Still waiting for our first shot. Still waiting for our first goal. Brian Bowman takes the draw. Offensive left circle and wins it for the Props to the left point. Not fired in very deeply. Drexel, well, maybe a little awkwardly, but they're able to get it out of the zone. Carried across 1-on-5. And the Dragons just getting smothered on that one. There's no shot there to do anything with it there by Eric Eisler. Eisler out of my hometown, Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. Centering pass in front. Oh, that was deflected right in front of Vassallo. Never got in on him. And Drexel doing a good job collapsing. Fired in across, knocked down with the hand of Kieran Sullivan. And Sullivan will carry out. Fired off the boards around Kromchik. Loose puck picked up by Zachary Jones. Jones will send it back into the near corner. And a good job there pinching in to keep it in briefly by Garrett Sklar. He's coming off on a partial line change. Getting hit after dumping it back in there was Owen Mendham. Drexel able to touch up. Props don't clear. Mendham a one-timer from the right point. That was way off the mark. Into the corner goes Chris Lurie. Trying to do something with it, can't. And out with it will come the Profs. They're going to finish up a line change. On the near side will be Daniel Seaman. Flipped in on the backhand by Lurie into the far corner. Over there to get it will be Williams. Williams gets drilled, and that's going to draw a penalty. And Lurie's going to find his way into the sin bin as it's flipped across. No chance to pull the goalie yet. And now a chance here on a off-the-mark pass will be touched up by Dylan Flexer. And we get our first penalty. And we will see Lurie in the box. He's got 31 on the season. You can tack on 2 more. So 2-minute roughing here for Drexel and one of their assistant captains out of Colts Neck, New Jersey, and Chris Lurie. Another draw one. There have been 3 faceoffs here, all won by Rowan as they set up the power play. At the right point is Chandler. Chandler gives it up outside the right circle. Frattaroli's pass, trying to get it over to David Cutler. Off the mark. Cutler was begging for it and never able to set anything up. Frattaroli, excuse me. Good move, gets it right back. Centered in front. Getting tied up, though, was the captain and Carter Jones. Drexel will come out 1-on-3 and flip it in, and that'll be the easiest save of the night there for Young. Believe it or not, that's our first shot on goal. Minute 15 left to go. The centering pass, a little too deep for that one was Bowman. He got too close to the blue paint, and that pass went right behind him. That would have been right on the mark. Outside the right circle, Chandler shot. That one up high. That one knocked down. Vassallo with the first save of the match. Right side, Frattaroli. Out to the right circle. Losing it was Bowman. He gets it back in the corner. Still 45 left to go in the man advantage. Top of the right circle. Arister sneaks through, score. Got a screen from inside the circle by Seaman. And a Mr. Softy special right there for Mike Frattaroli, just his 4th of the season, but it's a power play goal and a 1-0 lead. For the Profs. So Rowan strikes first. Time of the goal will be 4:38. And again, it is a power play tally. I believe they're going to get an assist to Bowman on that one. So Drexel in an early hole here. Again, the screen out front, unintentional from Daniel Seaman. And slipped right under the pads of Vassallo. Shot, that one a quick right pad save there made by Young. Both sides with 2 shots apiece. This one sent back to the Drexel zone. Sent up the near boards, tipped on forward by Stephen Basin, but picked up by the Profs. Flipped into the corner and out of play. Don't think Carter Jones is tall enough to get that one. And this one's going to come back out to center ice. I believe they will put it there, or are they going to bring it all the way back into the offensive end? It'll be just outside the Prof zone. As Bowman will take the draw for the Profs against Garrett Sklar. Drexel has yet to win a draw. Drexel back to get it under head coach Eugene Angeloni. Michael Antoni assisting for the Dragons, and they're going to get their first power play opportunity. As hustling off was Vassallo. 6-on-5 opportunity here for the Dragons. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Forecheck pressure there by Jones. Sklar up the left side. Sklar will dump it in, but right on goal. It's a shot, but that's not going to set up the 6-on-5. It'll just get a stoppage of play. And it looks like a roughing call, and it looks like they're going to get Bowman. So 6:14, the time of the penalty. Bowman, that's his 6th penalty of the season. And Drexel finally wins the draw, but they can't do anything with it. Quickly hustling here the props. Props, dump pass, shot. Oh, a 10-bell save ×2 by Vassallo. Great pass on the doorstep, Plank on his own rebound, unable to power that one home too. And Vassallo with a major save on the power play. That would have been a deflator right there for Drexel if that one had gone home. You could thank Vassallo and buy him a beverage afterwards. Now Drexel got to do something with it here. Centered in front, too far, knocked out. As Aiden Barrett sending it wide of the mark. Coming up on 1 minute left to go in the man advantage for Drexel, and then they're going to turn it over. Onside touch up. This is a 2-on-0 breakaway. In tight, backhand shot. Another big save by Vassallo. Major giveaway in front. Daniel Duffy tried to go to the backhand of Vassallo. The 3rd huge save on their own power play. Just a bad turnover by Drexel at their own blue line. Zangara will win the draw in the offensive zone. That one was headed towards goal, but I think it was going to go wide. Kicked away by Vassallo. Up the near side. Pushed on by Flexer. In behind the cage of Young. And this one will be flipped up off the glass and into the netting. It'll be an offensive draw. No penalty here for the Props. Props, you mentioned, they're out of New Jersey, but they play in the ACC with the likes of Virginia Tech, North Carolina State, Delaware, Penn State. Ryder and Rowan, the 2 teams out of New Jersey. As that one right in on goal, Young turns it aside. That play in the ACC. But Rowan, struggling a bit. They're sitting near the bottom, 8th place out of a 9-team conference in the ACC Hockey League Premier Division, as they are just ahead of Maryland with a couple games to play. And this power play is going to get washed out here. It's hammered down, and Drexel will not get an opportunity to score. In fact, they gave up 3 golden opportunities. Despite being up a man, is hustling to go over and get it. There is Bowman, the man who was penalized. Drexel will fire it in. It trickles in on Young. He'll cover up and hang on. Cream of the crop right now with 3 games in hand is Virginia Tech. 17-1-1. That one is an overtime loss. They're 9-0-1-0 in their last 10. They flat out lost their first game, and then the overtime loss and 17 wins for the Hokies. So they appear to be the dangerous team out of the ACC Premier. Pass across, Linares. Shot deflected, and it'll be an offensive draw here for the Props. And those who don't know, the Props mascot, the owl. Evan Knoll will take this draw. He'll win it back over to Linares. Linares sends it across. Shot. That one turned aside there by Vassallo. 6 shots already for the Props. Make that 7. As another one turned aside by Vassallo. This one will be sent the length. I think it'll be icing, and it is. The linesman have his hands up. We'll bring it all the way back into the Drexel zone with 10:59 left to go here in the first. And the Profs could have been bigger, but it's a 1-0 lead. Late in the season, but Drexel still with an opportunity to get into the Colonial States Collegiate Hockey Conference postseason, which for the third consecutive year will be held here. That one shot a wrister from the point, not a difficult one, but turned aside there by Vassallo. As again, Rowan is dominating the faceoff dot, and this one will be iced again. Right now, Millersville appears to be the cream of the crop, although they are 5 games clear of Westchester. Westchester's only played 13. Millersville has played 18, and they sit in first place. Scranton, who we'll see tomorrow. Here at 1:45, they will take on Drexel right here in a Drexel doubleheader. The men's D1 team shot that one knocked down on the waffle board there by Vassallo. They're taking on William Patterson. We'll have that one for you as well, as I'm just going to pitch a tent here and take a nap, as that's a 7 o'clock start for that one. Rowan, good pressure, sends it across. That one's picked up by Lemire and sent off the boards, and icing going to be waved off. Good hustle there to get to it by Zachary Jones. Pass in front, a little bit behind his teammate, and all the way out to the neutral zone. And dump back in. Trying to sneak in on that one was Andrew Walsh, but the pass just got behind him. Still an excellent play there by Jones. At the point shot, ooh, that got deflected right in front of Young, but he made the save. Into the corner. Pinching in is Walsh. Walsh giving up a lot of size there to the defense of Rowan. Fought for it. Rowan, however, gets it out. 3-on-2, drop pass. That one did not work, hit the skates of the defenders in front of cage. Now backhand across, that one stolen in the slot. And trying to get it out, but losing it was Basin. And this one will be dumped in to the left of Vassallo. Pushed up the near boards. Flipped forward by Basin. Into the offensive zone. Rowan, 3 players back to play that one. Hustling out with it here. And making a move to the outside is Thomas. Thomas cuts back the pass across. Oh, feinting on that shot. Trying for the behind pass there. Plank coming across the grain. Couldn't get it to him. Plank behind it. Little blind pass right in the lower slot area. And that one stolen away by Drexel. Drexel picks it off. 3-on-3. Wrister trying to go low. Collision in front. Good shot there from the slot by Erno, the captain. Caleb Erno turned aside by Young. Props over the line outside the right circle. Pass across, deflected by a Drexel stick. Rebound, that one turned aside by Vassallo on a sharp angle. Flipped up the boards out to the neutral zone. Man there to play it will be Frateroli. Sends it across. Carried across. Rudolph shot right in the breadbasket of Vassallo, who will hang on. Already 11 shots for the Profs. They have dominated the shooting. They have dominated the face-off circle. And right now that 1-0 score looks a lot bigger. Drexel wins this draw, but now they're having a little trouble controlling it. Trying to push up the boards, fanning once, fanning twice. That one picked off at the point by Williams. Sent across, shot, that one not knocked down as Hammerchak tried to shoot it from the point. Never got past the blue line. Rink wide diagonal, over skating it a little bit. Now a shot, that one turned aside. Oh, right in front of shot pass. That one hopped up too high for Jones to do anything with it. I think that was Bianchi who took that shot. Kind of fanned carrying it over and just said, heck with it, I'll send it on cage, and nearly turned it into an assist. 7:25 to go. Drexel again struggling to get it out, and Vassallo says, I'm tired of this. I'm going to cover up and hang on. trying to help his boys regroup. As we were saying before, things got a little hairy that Drexel still got a shot to get into the postseason, although teams ahead of them, Bryn Athens, Seton Hall, Stockton, even Scranton, they have games in hand. So Drexel's going to have to do something in a hurry if they want to play on, well, home ice if you want to call it, even though this is the University of Penn's rink. Again, Penn has won the last 3 Colonial States titles. They upset 4-time defending champion College of New Jersey for the first one ever, and then went back to back to back. This year might be a little difficult. Shot, score! Through a screen going down to play, it was no. And a quick low wrister from the 5'6", Andrew Walsh. That'll be his 6th of the year. And that'll tie the game at 1 in a discussion. They check on Young. (13-12), the time of the goal. And now Drexel's got to make sure that this one sticks. Don't want to give up one late. For Drexel, that is just their 36th goal of the season. This is not a high-octane team. They've got to make the most of their opportunities as Frateroli keeps it in at the right point, sends it in deep. Played to the right side. Trying to hammer that one out was Erno. And now they're going to call a hand pass here against the Profs, so this faceoff should come outside the zone. 8-team league in the Colonial States. Drexel right now sitting at the bottom. Top 6 get into the postseason. I believe it's Valentine's weekend or that weekend just prior. Top 2 teams get a bye. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. That'd be on Friday. Saturday would be the semis. And the final on Sunday. Millersville has been the runner-up the last 2 years. Getting, well, honestly, torched by Penn. But Penn has lost a lot this season. And it has been a struggle for them on both sides. A lot of firepower gone for them. The bench not as deep. And they will get to host, even if they don't make the postseason, which they should. But the champion gets to host as this one deflected out in front. Oh, glove save Vassallo as that one ricocheted around, and stealing it away from Jones was Vassallo. "12 saves for Vassallo here in the first. This game should not be 1-1 right now. Vassallo turned aside 3, if not 4, absolute golden opportunities for the Profs. And 3 of them while they were on the power play. Profs should have had a couple opportunities at shorthanded goals. Vassallo has kept the boys in this one for Drexel. Kept at the blue line, Bianchi. Outside the circle, tries to move inside, want to go backhand, forehand, couldn't do it. Vassallo will make the save. And now, are we getting a penalty? Nope, just holding him off for a line change. The way the referee pointed, I thought there was going to be a penalty on that one, but not the case. Sklar will take this draw and will win it away from Chandler. Just the 4th face-off win out of 15 here for Drexel. That shot got smothered inside left circle. Ooh, a quick one there. A wrister from the top of the right circle, turned away by Vassallo. Up the right side, stolen away. Props on a reverse skate. Line change upcoming here for Drexel. Shot, that one got smothered. Good job by Dylan Flexer to keep that one away from his goaltender. Props behind the net. Pass makes its way out to Bianchi on the left side. Could handle it initially, got it back, centered it into the slot. Trying to clear it is Jones. Jones sent it sideways, though, and it's sent back in by the Props. Good job by Bianchi. In the corner is Bowman. Bowman's had a day. He's got a goal. He's got an assist, and he's got a penalty. Kept in by the right skate of Karakavitis. Pentelis Karakavitis. Giving the Props another opportunity, but Vassallo says, I'm going to stop that right now. Just a tick under 4 minutes left here in the first. And the young man from Aberdeen, New Jersey has been quite busy between the pipes as another draw one here by Rowan to the neutral zone. Listening again is Evan Knoll. Knoll will send it to the near side. Up the boards a little bit out of the reach there of Karakavitis. And in doing so, that'll be an icing and a break here for Drexel, as they'll bring it all the way back into the Rowan zone. Now they got to do something with it. Again, it's a good thing that it's a home and home here. These guys don't always get the luxury of first-class buses and everything when it comes to club sports, as Drexel will win this draw. Some of the drives are not easy, especially when you're playing games at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And the slot is shot. Oh, that one saved off the right arm of Young. As Barrett was gunning for number 6, but denied. Hayden Barrett out of Chantilly, Virginia. 2 game-winning goals on his stick. Still a lot of time, though, for that to be a consideration here, as Rowan will control that one. Very difficult in this sport if you can't control the face-off to get any traction, as Rowan wanted to center it. That one got tied up. Good defensive play on the far side there by Owen Mendham, tying up that pass and sending it in the direction that Rowan didn't want. Far side, a lot of long diagonal passes here by Rowan that have connected. And this one will be offside, thankfully, for Drexel, as Jack Lemire was able to slow it up with a kick save in the neutral zone. As this will come just outside the Drexel zone, and are they going to go to center ice? Referees discussing this one. Linesman saying, nope, this is going to be a center ice face-off. 2:58 left here in the first. Entertaining first period here at University of Pennsylvania's Class of 1923 Arena. Along with Sarah Isley, Henry Cantwell, and Eric Butler, I am Daryl Dobis. Glad to be joining you here on YouTube on SFBN's coverage of Drexel Club Hockey. Behind the net, fought for. This Rowan team is a little bigger than Drexel across the board, so Drexel's going to have their work cut out for them. And now they won't have to work at all. So apparently this has stopped play with the goal coming off its moorings. And we'll get another face-off. I mean, just for example, Jonathan Kromchek for Rowan, 6'9", 211. That's a lot of size. A lot of 6-foot plusers on this Rowan team, 200 pounds, especially on the defensive end. That makes offensive play very difficult if you're being out-muscled. Although right now with it is Jones. Jones, no slouch at 6'3", 200. Sends it right in on Young, and Young will hold on. But you got Linares at 6 foot 210. Karakavitis at 205. You know, you get what you get at the club level. It's not like you can go out and recruit nationwide and, you know, get large players or get speedy players. You get the players that want to play for the love of the sport here in the club. Sometimes you get speed, sometimes you get size, sometimes you kind of, you know, get what you get. Is that clearing attempt knocked down by the chest of Bowman? Bowman tried to hammer it out, stayed in the blue line. Linesman had to get out of the way there, as the near side linesman actually rotated to help out on the call down below us here. And icing will be waved off, doesn't have enough steam. Hammer check. Holding. Dangerous pass, almost stolen away there in front by Walsh. He would have been gunning for his second. Bad turnovers for both sides here, deep in their own defensive end. One cost the Profs. The others haven't killed Drexel too much because of that man who'll glove that one out of midair. In Vincent Vasallo. As with under a minute to go, he has seen 17 shots here in the first. Offensive left circle draw for Rowan. Rowan will win it. Shot, that one knocked down in the slot. Still loose, fired off the left boards. Over there to get it will be Erno. Erno doesn't take it nearby, then takes a bad hop and ricochets off the net. Profs will keep it. To the left point. Holding the shot, not taking it, was Cutler. Carried around, sharp angle shot. Ooh, that one nearly caught short side post as Vasallo was able to keep Duffy from pounding that one home. Erno had an opportunity to clear it around the far half wall, but decided to go the other way, and that one nearly backfired. So Plank will take this draw for the Profs here with 30 seconds left, and he'll win it. Shot, smothered, got in on goal. Vasallo, the easiest save he's had to make tonight. Profs keeping it in the boards. Again, size and reach. And right there, the referee helping slow things up there for Drexel. Right point, Jones puts a hit on Kromchik. Not easy to do. Sent the length. Icing will be the call with 5.8 left. An offensive draw here for Rowan. Drexel has been scuffling here. Now they got to hang on for another 6 seconds. I think this will be a morale boost here for the Dragons if they can take this into the locker room. Tied at 1. Draw, this one won by Drexel. In the corner trying to tie it up is Lemire. And he will with a little bit of help from his friends, and that'll do it. An important win on the draw there. One of the rare ones for Drexel, as they were able to tie it up and let the clock run out, and they will go in, despite being outplayed, to the first intermission break. Tied at 1 with Rowan. Little discussion with the officials there and Drexel. Rowan sneaking in as well as Riley Rudolph, one of the alternate captains, assistant captains, trying to see what the conversation is. Jones having that conversation. I believe that's Sklar. And it is Sklar. Again, in conversation with the referees. Would love to tell you what they're talking about, but don't have microphones on the refs today. We do have, though, first period stats, and when we come back after a bit of a break, we'll give you the game by the numbers and get you set up for period number 2 from the class of 1923 arena, as hockey is back underway in the city of brotherly love in 2025. And Drexel down early, fights back and ties this one up against Rowan at 1 apiece. You are watching Drexel Men's Club Hockey on YouTube, powered by SFBN. That blur leaving the screen to your left, the Zamboni doing its job. Time to do a little bit of mine. Daryl Dobis back with you here. First intermission from the class of 1923 arena on the campus of the University of Pennsylvania. Also the home rink for Drexel, and right now the Dragons tied up with Rowan here in this ACHA Men's Division II Club Hockey Contest, as they are tied up at 1. Things got started a little rough for the boys in the cream, as penalty for roughing going against Chris Lurie of the Dragons at the 3:20 mark, and a little over a minute later on a feed from Bowman. It was a simple wrister that just skimmed along the ice by Mike Frateroli, but it got through a screen at the top of the circle, and not seeing it until it was too late was Vassallo, and it slipped under his pads through the 5-hole, and that made it 1-0 in favor of Rowan at 4:38 of the first. Drexel got themselves a power play opportunity. About a minute and a half later, they were unable to do anything with it. In fact, they barely got a shot during that power play. However, that changed when Andrew Walsh picked up his 6th of the season at 13-12, as a loose puck in the low slot found his stick, and he was able to flip it past Aiden Young and tie things up for the Dragons at 1 apiece. That's the way it stayed, mainly because Andrew Vassallo was unconscious. 3 big stops while Drexel was on the power play after some miscues by the Dragons, several other saves, many of the high-quality variety. And he comes away with 18 saves in the first period on 19 Rowan shots. Meanwhile, Aiden Young, not a bad job of his own. He hasn't faced the volume or the quality that Vassallo has, but he has had to make a couple tough saves. And he saw 9 pieces of vulcanized rubber come at him, and he turned aside 8 of them in the first 20 minutes. Drexel 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Rowan 1 for 1. And in faceoffs, Rowan dominating the circle by a 2-1 margin. It was worse than that there for a while, but 16-8 they lead in faceoffs. 1-1 our score here in this contest between the Colonial States and the Athletic Coast Conference, as Drexel and Rowan getting it on here to start 2025. We'll see who can change that score when we come back for period number 2 from the class of 1923 arena. Drexel and Rowan tied at 1. Men's club hockey in the D2 category in the ACHA. You are watching it on YouTube because it's powered by SFBN. Period number 2 underway here, and just like the first, Rowan will win the draw. Teams have switched sides. Vassallo in the cage to our left after an 18-save performance in the first. Aiden Young to our right. 8 saves in his ledger, as his defense has done a good job of clearing things out in front of him on the defensive end. As this one hammered off the glass and out. Chance here for a 2-on-1 quickly with it for the props. In tight, the backhand shot. That one went off of Vassallo, and I think maybe caught the leg of Owen Mendham as well. Big hit on the far boards. That one sent on Vassallo, as laying the lumber out there was Seaman, as he dropped Duffy. Seaman had a few pounds on him and put him to good use. Shot goes wide from Vassallo. Leaks out, push back in. Rowan does not touch. They still haven't touched up yet. And finally, Drexel able to get it out, but then they lose it at center ice. Picked back up by Walsh. With some help, slings it across, trying to dump it in. Was Barrett. He fanned on the first attempt. Second one got in, but not very deep. Then he'll steal it away right onto the stick of Basin. Basin wanted to center it, gets it up to the point. This will be Fletcher. Fletcher, wrister. That one wasn't very strong, and fellow number 2, Jonathan Kromchik, got his 6'9" frame down to knock it out. Fired in by Jones. Young sees it go through his stick. Able to have his back, though, is Cutler. Kept in, rolled in on Young, and he says, I'll cover that one up. And we'll get a stoppage almost 2 minutes in to period number 2. Hey, if you like seeing and hearing your team being called here on YouTube, as this one turned over. Picked off there at the blue line by Chandler, sent in front of the slot, pass across. Oh, lifting his stick up a little too soon on that one was Connor Milliken. Otherwise, he had a wide open net to the right of Vassallo. Now this one, the slot, with trouble in front of him, coming in front by Milliken, and the wrister grabbed and held on to by Vassallo. Again, if you like what you hear, questions, comments, criticisms, compliments, whatever, feel free to hit us up on social. I'm pretty easy. 26 Great Call on Twitter. Great Call 26 on Instagram, as the shot deflected in front. Trying to deflect that one in on net was Evan Knoll, but he sent it wide. You can thank Ari Bluestein, president and founder of Sports Fan Broadcast Network. You can hit him up on Twitter as well and thank him at the SFBN. I believe there's an underscore, if I'm not mistaken, there between the and the S. But feel free to hit him up. Tell how much you like seeing these guys play it out here on the ice. It's a lot of fun doing this, and we're going to have a lot of fun for our third Colonial States tournament broadcast coming up in about a month. Fighting off that forecheck pressure very well was Williams. Williams able to get up to the front, carried into the zone was Frateroli, but he had it knocked off his stick, and now we got a man down here as Dylan Fletcher slow to get up. Official stop play. I believe the puck might have gone out of the zone too. I got caught looking at Fletcher, the defenseman from Kinnelon, New Jersey. Down on his knees there briefly. Seems to be okay. Draw one by Bowman to the point. Hammered into the corner by Frateroli. Sent out to the left circle. Cut off there by Drexel. Shot. Ooh, not even seeing that one was Vassallo, and he still got a piece of it. That went through a double screen. He didn't react until it went off of his waffle board. Boy, an inch or two more to the left, and that would have been 2-1 Profs. Late hit on a wipeout there. Trying to lay a check there was Jones. He fanned on it. And Drexel able to get it out. Ooh, a bad pass right there into a crowd. Stolen away. Here's an opportunity for Bowman for his second to the forehand score. Bad giveaway at the top of the left circle. Instead of just clearing it, trying to pass it to a player that was a foot away. And not a whole lot Vassallo could do with that one. And Bowman with an assist now and a goal. This one coming up at 4:13. And here you'll see the replay. And that pass just a little too close. Kicked around. Bowman picking it up. Goes to the forehand, and not a thing Vassallo could do there. So that will be Bowman unassisted for his sixth. So he's had his sixth. Fertoli's got his fourth. And another miscue by Drexel makes it a 2-1 lead as the pass across. Not a strong one. Good defensive play coming back to help by Plank and knocked that one down. Rowan has definitely had the jump here on Drexel. Is this one played across to the man with the A, David Cutler. Cutler weaves his way to the right circle, shot. That one went high and wide to the right corner. Vassallo fixes his own net as he knocked it inadvertently off its moorings. Drexel with it, wraps it around, kept in at the right point by Cutler. He turns and fires. That goes wide to the right of Vassallo and into the corner. Little bump, staying with it here is Rowan, as dumping it in back is Thomas. Drexel will send it off the wall, and it'll be backhanded out of trouble by Basin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men on the ice, but fortunately for Rowan, that hit a player coming off the bench in play. I think Drexel wanted too many men on the ice. I think that was a pretty good no call as that one flipped. Caught there and fired back by Lurie. To the far side it goes. Pushed on by the Profs. Lost on a check there by Erno. And then Erno will watch this one go wide of him. And it's going to sail in just wide of Young. He lets it go, and another icing. This one the first one of the second half against Drexel. I should say second period, excuse me. Again, Drexel will have a Colonial States Conference League matchup, 1:45 tomorrow against Scranton. Or excuse me, I take that back. That's Stockton that's in the league. Scranton is a non-league. In front. And a save, and that one was going to be stopped anyways. Vassallo doing everything he could to make that save. And he kicked the goal off its moorings again. Kept getting Scranton and Stockton mixed up. I don't know how. No, Scranton's in the league. I was right. Scranton's in third place in the Colonial States. Drexel was supposed to have a game against somebody else, and for some reason that Stockton game took its place. They were originally looking at a 7 o'clock contest. That changed. Shot. Ooh, that went through a double screen door. Nearly a goal there. As looking up to the heavens was Rudolph. Can't believe he didn't get one. And the whistle blows again, and once again the goal comes off of its setting. Oops. As Seaman went over, after it was placed back in the right spot, he pushed it right off again. Can't do that. Rowan wins another one. Sent across, high slot, shot. That one knocked down by the legs of Lorien out to the neutral zone. There have been 8 faceoffs here in the second period. The first 7 minutes, they've all been won by Rowan. Pass across left circle, shot, rolls up the pad, score. Great pass across by Wyatt. And on to the stick of Evan Knoll, who gets his 4th. And it's 3-1. Vassallo was on that one. Defense got caught puck watching it, rolled up the left pad and into the back of the net at 6:49. So give an assist to Wyatt as Drexel finally wins a draw. And give Knoll the goal. So 2 goals here in the first 7 minutes of play. And all of a sudden, a Drexel team that is offensively challenged is now in a bit of trouble as they will inadvertently ice this one, and it comes all the way back into their zone. Drexel on the season was at a minus 47 goal differential. They had allowed 82 while scoring only 35, as they will win that draw. Drexel with a chance, the backhand. That one knocked off the stick of Jones on a good back check there by Linares. Right in front of the Drexel bench. Little 1-on-3. Drexel trying to win that one with a little bit of help. They will, and they'll get it back in the neutral zone, but it's picked off there by Williams, and he'll send it in deep. For those of you new to watching Drexel play here, if you've never seen a game at Class of 23 Arena, a really unique setup, which we'll get to in a second, as a 2-on-1 developing. Little slow here as it's backhanded in. Trying to deflect it with Sklar. It rolls in off the stick of Basin, and Young will make the save, an easy scoop. Just the second shot for Drexel here in the period. But if you'll notice at center ice, you see opposite top of your screen, you'll see Rowan's bench. Well, down at the bottom is Drexel's bench. That's not normal for hockey. They're usually on the same side. The penalty box for either team is right next to Drexel's bench. As Cutler tries to backhand it out, and it'll leak through. As unable to get to in time was Josh Search, the forward out of Philly. 3-on-2 developing, all spread out. The props, they weave, they shoot. That one went off the leg of Fletcher and into the corner. Overskated by the props, hammered out, but not very far out by Drexel. Carrying it back in will be Cutler. Cutler on his backhand, sends it across. That was going through the blue paint, but not on goal. Still dangerous. Vassallo had to make a play on it. Duffy out in the neutral zone. Now Cutler. And that one will flip up and right into the face of Tyler Rickman, who is the BU GK today, the backup goaltender. When I called games in the ECHL for the Trenton Titans many moons ago, the term I'd never heard before, and I loved it when I heard it, was E-Bug. Emergency backup goaltender. Behind the net, Seaman. Tried to make a move, was forced into the corner with it. Profs. 2-on-2, lose it. Drexel. Rister. That one knocked down from deep on the right side. Mendham's shot by Young. But I'd never heard of E-Bug before. I thought that was pretty cool. Good move to get in tight. Oh, try to backhand it. It's loose on the far post as mad scramble on the post, trying to keep his leg out there is Vassallo. And now, do-si-do, do we got something to go? A lot of mad scrambling there, and Vassallo was laid out face first, just stuck out the left leg because he couldn't do anything else after a good rush up the right side by Frattaroli. Frattaroli made a move, but on that backhand, it kind of rolled up on his stick, and he didn't get a lot of it. Vassallo was able to kick it wide, but it sat right on the post to his left. No one reacted at first, but when everyone saw it, it was like the last hot dog at a picnic, everyone going after it. So the faceoff coming just outside the Drexel zone. Garrett Sklar will take this one for Drexel. Connor Milliken will control. Icing will, or excuse me, offsides delayed. The call there. Rowan touches up. Ooh, look out, ref. Clear off the glass, got a piece of the stick of Cameron Chandler and went right after the linesman. Inadvertently, of course. Speaking of Chandler, he comes in, drops it off low, two-man game. Oh, and a save there, saving the bacon was Matt Silberman. Excuse me, Nate Silberman. If he doesn't make that stop there in front of Vassallo, it's a 4-1 game. Rowan over the line onside. Coming back to steal it was Barrett. Sends it around to Silberman, but Silberman lost it. In the corner is Plank. Plank outside the circle, goes up to the point. Left circle, chance at the dot, shot. That one sails high. Well, they say it was deflected as Thomas off the mark. And they will say it was deflected. So with 9:13 to go, we're past the halfway point of this contest. Glad you have joined us here on YouTube. Offensive left circle draw for the Profs. Taking it will be Thomas. And he will go against Barrett, and they're going to throw out Thomas. So Duffy will come in, and he'll take this draw against Barrett. And Barrett will win this one. Finally starting to win some draws, but still well behind as that shot deflected over the head of Vassallo. Prop still with it, centered in front. Oh, it deflected off of Barrett's leg. Inadvertently, he was skating across to play defense, and Vassallo had to come up with a save off his own teammate. 10 more shots this period. He's stopped 8 of them. As Drexel will win this draw. Fletcher able to find some help. Drexel carries it in. Pass up near the face there of Walsh. He had to duck out of the way. Hustling to get to it will be Barrett. Barrett lost it on a poke check from Hammerchick. Drexel still able to keep it in, pitching in the one-timer. Oh, deflected in on Cage. Rebound, that one knocked away. The blast there by Fletcher, deflected on goal by Walsh. Point blank, and making the save was Young. In the low slot, Plank had it knocked away by Fletcher. Centering pass. That one deflected off of a Drexel player. Loose near the point, trying to get it out of trouble will be Erno. He does, but he's caught from behind. Erno looked like his stick was getting held. He's in a shoving match now with Thomas right in front of the bench. Erno maybe even trying to get a little extra one on a Prof coming off the bench. Is that shot? That goes wide as play continues. Lurie missed it wide of the left post. Erno is not happy. He felt he had his stick getting held. Knoll over the line, centers it across, unable to get there in time was Kerkavitis. Pass was a bit hot to do anything with anyway. Up the near boards, just fired back in on the backhand by Mendham. Profs get it back. Zdeno Chara out there. It's what it looks like when you look at Jonathan Kromchek, 6'9", 211. Looks like Zdeno Chara, the former Boston Bruin. Shot up high. Losing his stick, trying to kick it out there was Mendham. He comes off on a line change. Right now a man short, now coming off the bench will be Sullivan. Profs with it. Kromchek sends it in behind the cage. Finds a hole in the stick of a teammate, Nevin Knoll. He doesn't get it. Profs still maintain control. Cutler across. Kromchek tried to get to it. He'll knock it down. Clearing attempt not good by Jones. Turnover. High slot, low slot. Wild spinorama right there. Goes wide by Karakavitis. This is a 5-on-5, folks, but right now it's looking like a power play here for the Profs. Collision on the near side takes out 3 different players. That shot got smothered in the high slot by Drexel. Centering pass in front, loose shot, rebound, oh, saved there by Vassallo. Vassallo got run into by Bowman. He's lost his stick, but he made another fantastic save. Another centering pass, rebound, that one knocks the goal off the mooring with a little bit of help from Jones, and we'll get a stoppage. Carnage in front of Vassallo. And I can hear, while I can't hear what's being said, I can hear Brian Bennett, the head coach for Rowan, announcing his displeasure at the end result of that play. And in fact, he's now telling his players, I don't want to hear anything. I want to talk to the ref. Could be anything right now. The goal coming off the moorings constantly. Felt like there's some other play right in front. I think he wants a penalty. I also think he's not going to get one. As Drexel, a couple players taking a knee, waiting for this to restart. Rowan with a couple more bodies than Drexel, but not much. But they have been overworked. Shot. Oh, that deflected, hit the outside of the net. The shot from the left point by Rudolph hit Bowman and got turned aside by Vassallo. Drexel trying to come out with it. Jones gets poke check from behind. Rowan, long diagonal pass. Won't be enough for an icing, as hustling up to get it there was Bianchi. Bianchi turned away the icing. Putting his man up against the glass is Jones. 2 Drexel players trying to get this out. Jones gets shown by Bowman. Tried to keep it in, but Drexel able to get it out. All the way in front of the Rowan bench. Rowan will keep it. Long diagonal pass and a smart play there to reach out by Sklar. Went up into his own bench, but he doesn't get there, and Rudolph has a chance to skate in uncontested. 5:27 remains here in the second. A little more intensity here in this 20-minute period. Drexel giving up 2 in the first 7 minutes of the period. Saw their hard work tie go to a 3-1 deficit, as Drexel will control that draw. 9-7, still in favor of Rowan, but much better than the first period here. So Drexel doing a better job inside the faceoffs. Behind the net, 3 Profs, 2 Dragons. Profs come out with it. Quick one touch gives it right back over the man that had in Frateroli. Carried over the line. Ooh, looked like that might have been offside. Linesman said no. Centering pass all the way across. And again, I saw that goal come off of its spot again. Salo's got to be careful of that. Keeps pushing off that post, and the post wants to move the whole net. Frateroli. Centering pass across. Oh, it went behind. Vassallo, unable to control it, however, was Duffy. Delayed offside. Profs retouch. Good forecheck pressure here right now by Zangara, as he'll help force a turnover initially, and then sent in deep by Walsh, and an icing will be called. And now the refs have to untangle the bodies here, if you will, and figure out who should be back on the ice after that icing. 4:26 left here in the second. Drexel has been playing on the backs of their skates here the entire period. Shot smothered in the corner. Comes near side to Duffy. Duffy had it knocked away by Barrett. Duffy staying with it, battling with Drexel. Help comes over for Drexel from Barrett again, but again they can't clear. Thomas now with it. Thomas sends it through the legs of Rudolph to the opposite side where Plank is. Plank got it back to Rudolph, but it went through his legs again. Stolen away by Cutler. Excuse me, that's 23, that's Thomas. Thomas cycling the puck. Had it knocked off his stick, did Duffy. And Drexel now with it. With time, trying to send it up, trying to catch it to himself is Seaman. Play allowed to continue as Drexel got it back. Going down, behind the play was Walsh. Over the line, 2-on-2. Weaving, circle, shot. Tried top left corner and missed it high was Thomas. Linares pinching in. Keeps it in for Thomas. Thomas sends it into the left corner. Erno avoids a check, able to get it to his mates. That'll be Seaman. Seaman trying to get it over to Lurie. It was behind him, and the Profs will send it back in. Final 3 minutes here of the second. And Rowan with the 3-1 lead. Long pass touched on by Jones. Onside, no icing. Picked up by the Profs anyway, never got to the end line. Long diagonal. They love those long diagonals. Ping pongs around. 2-on-1 developing all of a sudden as this is Karakavitis. Karakavitis' shot. I don't know if he got a piece of it, but Vassallo cut off the angle and he missed it high left. Prof still with it. Quick reverse skate. This will be Cutler. Cutler over the line through 4 different Dragons into the corner. Takes a bump from behind by Lemire. And finally it comes loose to Mendham. Mendham will just loft it to the neutral zone. Kick back in. Profs have to retouch. Hammered out by Drexel and Sklar. But that just allows Rowan to set up again here. Over the line. Oh, good job with the toe drag right there by Knoll. Pass across, found nobody but the wall. Jones, long diagonal. They finally connect on one. That was Quinn who just dumps it in. A line change coming up here for the Dragons. Meanwhile, out with it comes Rowan. Weaving his way, Cutler. Takes a hit, but dealt most of the damage receiving it on the attempt by Michael Egan. Stolen at the point, Rowan pushing it on. Bowman has had a great game. Caught an edge, went down, centered in front. That one knocked down by Vassallo as the loose puck quickly flipped in by Bianchi, and he'll cover up. A centering pass that wasn't a pass. Boy, if the first period wasn't tough, Drexel's going to be dog-tired here after the second period. They have had to do a lot of work. This ice has been tilted against them, as this should not be an icing. It is not. As a misplay trying to get to it by Frateroli. Frateroli avoids 2 Dragons. Up center ice. Taxi dances his way, sends it to the right. Shot, that one a right shoulder save up into the netting by Vassallo as he denied Bianchi. Yeah, he had a soft one, but I'll tell you what, this is definitely not a 3-1 game without the play of Vincent Vassallo. He had 49 saves in each of his last 2 appearances, beating Stockton on November 15th, gave up 4, and then lost to Millersville, allowing 5 on November 23rd. Rowan keeping it in, but losing it as picking up the loose puck will be Lemire. Passed around. Misplayed there by Drexel. Rowan with it. 40 seconds left to go. Drexel, however, able to get it out into the Rowan zone. Quick pass right side Rudolph. Boy, they've had all the angles here, has Rowan against Drexel. Stepping up to push it away was Mendham. Out of the zone, Walsh. Had it enough just to get it in deeper, but Rowan there able to pick it up. Then turned over, it went off of him again. Into the slide. Oh, the deke out of the skate shot. Big save by Young. Rebound out to the center. Rudolph went down like he was shot. What a move by Basin. Does not turn into a goal, however, for Drexel. 5 seconds left behind that centering pass. Rowan will just send it out. Won't be enough and won't have time enough to be an icing. Oh, if Drexel could have pulled that one out there in the final seconds, that would have been some momentum going into the third. As it stands, it was only the 6th shot of the period for Drexel. And one of the biggest saves of the night in his first game of the season for Aiden Young. So the teams will go back for the second intermission. We are through 40 minutes of play here at the Class of 1923 Arena. And 2 goals in the first 7 minutes of this frame has given Rowan the 3-1 road lead here against Drexel, as we have at least 20 more minutes to play. We will take a timeout. We'll be back with the game by the numbers and get you ready for period number 3 here from the city of brotherly love. We're on the campus of the University of Pennsylvania, home to the 3-time defending Colonial State Conference champion Quakers, and also home to the Drexel Dragons, looking to come back from a 3-1 deficit on Rowan. You are watching Men's Club Ice Hockey right here on YouTube, powered by SFBN. Second intermission here at the class of 1923 arena. Along with Sarah Isley hitting all the right buttons. Henry Cantwell and Eric Butler providing the pictures. I am merely Daryl Dobis providing the hot air. And right now needing to heat up would be Drexel, as they got to find a way to get some offense in their sticks as they find themselves down 3-1 here through 2 periods of play. 1-1 going into the second, and then 4:13 in, a turnover by Drexel in their defensive end allowed an opportunity for Brian Bowman to get in tight and pick up his 6th of the year. Unassisted to make it 2-1, and then again another turnover, a bad pass in tight among 2 different Dragons. Once again in their defensive end, the quick turnover found a stick of Carter Wyatt, who sent it across. And actually, I take that back. That one was picked off at center ice. Turned around by Wyatt, who sent it across to Evan Knoll, who rolled it up the left pad of Vincent Vassallo. That goal coming at 6:49 of the second to make it a 3-1 game, which is where we stand now. A more spirited first half, or second period than the first, but yet no penalties called in that 20-minute frame. There have only been 2 penalties called, 1 to each side. So the power plays are still 1 for 1 for Rowan and 0 for 1 for Drexel. Face-offs that period, 11-8 in favor of Rowan. They are out-dueling the Dragons 27-16 in that category. They fired 15 more shots on Vassallo, did the Profs. He turned aside 13. He's faced 34 shots and stopping 31 of them. Meanwhile, his counterpart, Aiden Young, again, at least based on the website, his first appearance of the year. He has seen 15 shots, 6 in that second period, and he has turned aside 14 of those attempts. We're moments away from the start of the third. We invite you to go do what you need to do. Come on back and join us. We'll be here in a matter of minutes, and we'll see if Drexel can come back in this one or if Rowan is going to pick up win number 10 on the season. The Profs on top of Drexel on the road, 3-1. You are watching ACHA Men's Division II Club Ice Hockey right here on YouTube, powered by SFBN. Here we go, third period underway from the class of 1923 arena. Drexel steals the puck after losing the draw. And the right foot there of Lurie will keep it into the offensive zone. Rowan trying to get it back out. They've just been a little sharper with the passes here today, although this one stopped at the blue line, knocked back in. Good play there by Erno to keep it in. A little spinorama right there will free up Rowan. Good pass to center ice in the defensive end. Quick outlet to the right side. This will be Thomas. Thomas lost it. Having his back, though, was Plank. Plank hammered in behind the glass. Gets it back as it got loose behind the net. Rudolph sends it in. Oh, another soft goal there. Maybe getting through a screen, as Rudolph will score his second from Plank. And not even a minute in, and that'll deflate anybody. It is now 4-1. Looked like actually a clean sheet of ice there in front of Vassallo. He just did not react to it. 51 seconds, the time of the goal. And again, Rudolph from Plank. And that might have just killed the hopes there of Drexel. They played so well in the first. Two bad giveaways in their defensive end killed them in the second, and just a bad goal there here to start the third. Rowan weaving their way through. Good move there to get free by Cutler. Cutler sends it wide of Vassallo. And on the near boards, taken out by Drexel. Sent off the wall, trying to chase after it will be Basin. Getting there first is Kromchik and the Profs. Up the far side, past the center ice. That got past Zangara. Retreating to get it is Lemire. Couldn't clear it out. Long pass, left point shot. That one saved by Vassallo on the wrister coming from Hammerchick. Hammerchick lofts it in. That one's gloved down by Vassallo, although it was going wide. Pass picked off. This is Bowman again. Bowman weaves his way to the high slot, and he had it knocked away and just flipped out by Drexel. We're back to get it will be Hammerchick. Hammerchick tried to get it to Bowman. Guess he touched it as a shot here. Sharp angle down the line. Bowman scores. Send it across. Good things can happen sometimes, and that time it did. And Vassallo not happy with himself on that one. Bowman was behind the line. Three shots, 2 goals. He put it off the back of Vassallo. I guess something Vassallo has not done today, and maybe got a little lazy, a little lackadaisical in that one, not expecting the puck to come at him from below the goal line, but it did. And it is now 5-1. Again, Vassallo in his last appearances, this one will be deflected over the glass and out of play. Gave up 5 in a loss on November 23rd to Millersville. But again, in fairness, he stopped 49. Back-to-back 49 save efforts by Vassallo in his last 2 appearances. And if Rowan keeps up what they've been doing offensively, 19 and 15 in shots the first and second periods, he might have an opportunity at 49 again. As an icing here by Rowan will bring it back into their zone. Again, we'll be back here tomorrow, 1:45 right here on YouTube, powered by SFBN, as it'll be the Royals of Scranton in a Colonial States Conference hockey matchup, an important one late season as teams try to jockey for and jockey into position for the postseason. Again, that'll be at 1:45. And then coming up at 7, it'll be William Patterson taking on Drexel in the men's D1 program. That shot, quick wrister, nice save right there to knock it down from Rudolph. Drexel losing it again. Rudolph hammers it against the boards. In the left corner, Props pick it up. In the left circle, the dot, shot. That one just went wide right of Vassallo. Jones fires it around, but there on the far side, there at the point is Rudolph. Rudolph sends it in behind the net, gets past the Props, works its way outside the left circle, and now penalty coming up as a hook there by Frateroli to avoid the possible breakaway by Drexel. And if there's such a thing as a smart penalty, that was it. So Frateroli will pick up a penalty. It's his 20th penalty minute. Hooking, holding, call what you want. $15-20 left in our game, and the Props will win the draw. Not what Drexel needs as they find a way to get it back and hammer it in. They're 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Turnover by the Props. Quick pass in front. Spinorama shot. That one saved by Young. Loose on the porch. Rebound. That one knocked up high in the air. Hit off a couple bodies. Young will cover it up. Bodies hit the floor. And the Popo come in to break up the party on the front porch in front of Young. Good opportunity there for Drexel. Better job by Aiden Young to keep the puck out of the net. And a much better effort, at least initially, by Drexel to start this power play as opposed to the one they had in the first period. This is only the third power play of the game. 2 penalties against the Profs and 1 against Drexel. Profs made theirs count to start this contest. JT Zangara will take the straw just outside the Prof blue line. It'll go up against Barrett. As the officials holding up play for some reason. And now the referees getting together to discuss it. And I believe they are sending off Jack Lemire. Officials now talking over with Eugene Angeloni, the head coach of Drexel. It looks like Lemire is taking care of some equipment issues. And I'm guessing Angeloni is questioning why this faceoff is coming outside of the Prof zone. Well, doesn't matter a whole lot if you can't win the faceoff, as Rowan does just that. And they will find a way to send it up the wall. Fletcher, Barrett out there right now with Basin, Search, and Walsh for the Dragons. As they will send it in over skating it a little bit is Duffy. Duffy sends it off to the far side. Drexel will keep it in. It's been kind of a chaos power play. They haven't really been able to set up at all. As the big man Kramchik right there in the low slot. Shot, that one turned aside by Young from the right point. Kramchik is out there right now as Zangara. Cutler down low. And Duffy wrapping up as this one got in on Young, another one turned away. And it'll be sent out of the zone, and Rowan getting a break here as they could not get out of their own zone there. A rare time for Rowan. They've been very disciplined in getting the puck out of their own defensive end and quickly. 4 shots on this power play. None have gotten by Young. 32 seconds left in the man advantage. Rowan will win the draw, and they will loft it out. Goes in on Vassallo, who had to make the play. That's the longest shot I've ever seen. Scooped it out from a charging Prof forward. As going down there was Lurie. Profs come out with it with 8 seconds left. This is Plank. Plank will just send it in around behind the net. Turn around shot that hit a body before it got in. On Vassallo, and it doesn't matter because the ricochet comes out into the circle, and just as the power play expires, in fact, it will be a shorthanded goal. Aiden Plank, his 5th of the year. Vassallo's hanging his head, but he was left hung out to dry on that one. And all of a sudden, it is 6-1. In tight, Vassallo turns away that one and kicks it away. 3 goals here in the first 7 minutes. Again, it was 2 in the first 7 minutes in the second period that put Drexel behind the 8 ball. And now 3 in the first 7 minutes of the third have basically sealed their fate. Profs win another draw. A shot never got in on Vassallo. Into the corner it goes. Profs come out with it. They've gotten every loose puck, it seems, tonight. Rister trying to fight through a screen to see it. Vassallo sees it go behind him to his right. Behind the net is Jones. Jones gets pinned up back there. Oh, penalty coming up here. They're going to get a second penalty of the game on Bowman. That's not going to make Drexel very happy. Cross-check, boarding. See the actual signal they give. So Drexel, after giving up a shorthanded goal in the final second of their last power play, will go on another one here with 12:33 left. And they are calling a boarding. So 2 penalties, a goal. I should say 2 goals. And an assist here. A busy day for Brian Bowman, the forward out of Medford, New Jersey. And this will be a 5-minute major. So it's all you can get right now for Drexel if they can find a way to get something on the board. And now the coach being given an explanation. Brian Bennett. Not as demonstrative as he was in the second. over a call he didn't agree with. But then again, a 6-1 lead will settle you down a little bit. Winning the draw but not clearing it will be the profs. 5 minutes to get as many as you can. But again, goals have not been a luxury. Here's that shot from a sharp angle. That one turned aside by Young and just cleared out of the zone. Barrett sends up the left side and cleared the length. Back to play, it'll be Lemire. Lemire, Bennett with Basin. Search. And it looks like Andrew Walsh out there for the Dragons. Over the line, Drexel looking to set up. They haven't been able to do too much. That backhand not very strong by Barrett. Out will come the props, 2-on-1 shorthanded. Up the right side, hold in, pass, shot across. Oh, just barely getting a piece of that one was Vasallos. Denying Cutler. Duffy and Cutler, 2-on-1 shorthanded, and Vasallo said, I don't think so. That's the sixth save that, trying to think here, 3, 4, 5. That's at least the fifth save there that Vasallo has had to make shorthanded. Tipped over the line into the corner. Getting there first will be Frateroli. Frateroli sent it around the far side. Cut off, however, by Lurie. Lurie sends it into the right corner. Just turning around to try to hammer it out. The props can't quite do it. Drexel will recover. Knoll just could not get enough on a quick one-timer in front. Never got in on Young as it was smothered by Rudolph. And back the other way, here come the props. This will be Plank. Plank 1-on-2. Tried to make a move, couldn't do anything with it. Drexel back to play, but Plank will keep it in deep. Fletcher will hold. 1:45 going here in this power play. A 5-minute major for Boarding against Brian Bowman. Drexel does have a shot on goal. And they've had to deny one themselves. Profs out with speed. Up the middle, to the circle. Wanted to pass it across. It was smothered by Fletcher. Behind the net, Fletcher can't quite get it. Comes loose to the point. Unable to get it out as Drexel. Kept in by Rudolph. Rudolph will send it back deep. Didn't want to send it as deep as it went as it got away from Chandler. Back to play it, however, will be the captain, Carter Jones. Halfway through this 5-minute major. Pass behind Jones. He's coming off on a line change. Over the line with it will be Walsh. Walsh dropped it off. Attempted pass to the middle by Barrett. Got smothered. Had it in the corner. Pass not very strong. Able to get it as Frateroli, and Frateroli will just get it to the neutral zone. 9:40 left in our contest. 2 minutes left to go here in a power play that has seen more action against Drexel than for them. Taxi dancing his way through the middle. Makes his way in. Shot. Score. Oh, what a beautiful individual effort there by Stephen Basin for his third of the year. It's a power play goal. And Drexel gets one back. Coast to coast. Weaving his way through. No need to pay the fare. Goes 5-hole on Young. .10:37 the time of the goal. Again, it will be unassisted for Basin. His first power play goal of the season. Drexel still has 1:33 left to get whatever they can get. Rister, oh, good right pad save there on a quick wrister by Mendham. Mendham again thought about it, gives it across to Erno. Back to Mendham. Left circle, pass to the center, and that went off the skates of Seaman, and will come out to the neutral zone. Last bit of a line change as Zangara will exit stage left. Seaman tried to dump it off to Mendham. Not a good pass right there. Back the other way is Duffy. Duffy shot. That one tied up Vassallo, but he was able to make the save. Way too many saves for Drexel on their own power plays. As wiping out, looking for a penalty, not getting it, is Hammerchick. Turnover deep in the defensive end. Losing an edge, though, trying to get a shot off was Basin. As both teams just swatting at it right now, just scraping for air. Drexel will have to go back in their defensive end. Final 18 seconds of this man advantage. Drexel over the line. Once again, Basin. Pass across, shot! That one saved by the right leg there of Young on a good one-time shot from Search. So 1 goal in the 5 minutes for Drexel. As onside opportunity here. Shot, that one went through the glove of Vassallo on the Thomas shot that came right off the bench. 7:15 remaining in our contest. Drexel puts it into the zone, but Hammerchick back to get it, sends it across to Linnares, who we have not seen a whole lot of today, but he's out there now. Good backhand pass over to Jones. Jones shot, that one never got in on Vassallo. Comes up to the point, spinning pass by Rudolph, sends it back into the corner. Over to get it is Egan. Egan gets wiped out on a check by Thomas. Still loose. Good dump pass off the wall there by Jones. Cross to the right side, ricochets, ping-ponging around, never got in on Vassallo after the pass into that crowd by Frattaroli. Oh, bad centering pass right there. That should have been a turnover. It went off the stick of Zangara. He couldn't get anything on it. Never pass it into the slot deep inside your own zone. Only bad things can happen in a crowd like that. Bianchi with the loose puck. Tried to drag it. It got knocked away by the stick on a poke check by Lemire. Lemire now will throw his body into the back, trying to slow up the props. That's Bianchi who got it back up to the point. Frattaroli tried to spin away, couldn't spin away from Seaman. And had the puck knocked out to the neutral zone. A little trouble corralling that by Bianchi. Tries to use the net as the defense, able to get it over to Plank at center ice. Sent back across to Frattaroli, who drops it off, but offside. As a couple props snuck in a little early. 5:44 remains here in our contest. Again, it's a quick turnaround for Drexel. League contest against Scranton, 1:45 right here on YouTube, courtesy of your friends at SFBN. Again, feel free to drop them a line on Twitter, the SFBN with an underscore after the. It's been a lot of fun the last couple of years doing games here for both Drexel and Penn. Last couple of years I've gotten to do the Colonial States postseason. That's been a lot of fun, very entertaining contest as that shot went just wide. Rebound loose, coming back was Vassallo. Went through him, and then Vassallo on the one-timer from Kromchik at the point gets that save. It is quite spirited, and a pretty good crowd turns out for all 3 days of the tournament. At least they have here the last couple years. Of course, Penn making it to the finals, getting a bye in the first round both years. So they only had to play 2 games, and the local fans turning out in droves, shot that one through a screen door, saved by Vassallo. And the classmates and local fans turning out in droves, seeing some great hockey. So from a selfish standpoint, hopefully Penn can make it. And hopefully we can get those fans to come out and show their support again for the three-time defending champs. Good individual effort there by Cutler to get in the zone. We'll back pass into the corner where Chandler has it. Chandler up top. Wines, fires. That went right off of player in front. Looked like that hit the arm of Silberman, who wasn't expecting the Milliken shot to come at him. Pass down low. Ooh, maybe a potential trip there by Vassallo. I think he got away with one as that shot deflected over him by Walsh. Puck gets loose. No one sees it. Finally someone does. It'll be Egan. Egan plays it off the wall to himself. Can't quite get to it. Hustling back will be Cutler. His pass to the neutral zone, and a little too anxious there to get in by Pierce McGinley. 6 foot, 200-pound forward from Percy, PA. Right down Route 309. If you're heading towards Colmar, Souderton, Quakertown. Nice area there, home of the Penn Ridge Rams. Pretty good ice hockey program in high school. Always in the running for the Flyers Cup. Stolen away by Plank. Pass, that got smothered in front of Vassallo. Sent out. Will they wave off icing? Oh, I think pulling up the stakes there was Hammerchick a little bit. He could have gotten to it. He slowed down a little bit. A little slick play there, Sebastian. And the icing coming up back into the Drexel zone to the right of Vassallo. He did give up a couple soft goals today, but he came up with some massive saves as well. So I know he's going to hang his head. Any athlete who wants to win would. But he did a lot here to just keep his team in it, as this one will be offsides. And we'll get a face-off outside the Drexel zone. Any person who wants to be an athlete of note, male or female, they're always going to think they could have done more. They should have done more when it's in a losing effort. Goalie, the last line of defense, of course, really thinks that because it's their job to protect that net. But again, a couple of mistakes there by Vassallo, letting some soft ones in, but he was brilliant today for Drexel. It's going to come in a losing effort as another offside. We'll bring it back outside the Drexel zone. Looks like Jones will take the draw. Senior out of Philly. And he'll take it against Milliken, the Glassboro, New Jersey native of the Profs. And Drexel will win that one. 18 faceoffs this period. That's the third win for Drexel. That tells you plenty about how things have gone here for the Dragons as Jones tries to lay the lumber on Frateroli. Doesn't work. Has to come out, touch up. Frateroli quickly out and deflected off the stick of Jones, so this one will not be an icing. 2 minutes left to go here. A chilly night in Philly. Again, this was a close competitive game through the first 20 minutes. And even so, after 40 minutes, even though the first 7 of the second period saw Drexel give up a pair of goals, but the Profs end up scoring 3 in the first 7 minutes of the third. As that shot, that one went right off the leg of Search into the corner. Played down by Frateroli. In behind the net, fighting for it is Bianchi. He wins that battle. Centering pass in front. Oh, that ricocheted off a couple players. I don't know if it went off Bianchi or if it went off Lemire. Either way, that was inches away from being a goal that would definitely not have been the fault of Vassallo. Final minute to go. 5-on-5. Begging for it. Getting it. Shooting it, but sending it wide was Cutler. Penalty coming up. They're going to get a hooking call here. It looks like just a frustrated response here from Jeffrey Quinn, but play continues. He's got to be on his toes here defensively, as finally seeing it come behind him is Vassallo, and he'll cover it up. I get the frustration, but the last thing you want to do is hang your goalie out to dry there. That play continues. So Quinn will pick up his 38th penalty minute of the year. $19:34. Just the second power play for Rowan. They'll shoot. That one goes wide. Rowan keeping the pressure. Shot, sharp angle. That one will be covered up again by Vassallo. Well, he's seen 15 more shots here. 49 shots he has seen for the game. He made 49 saves, as we said, the last 2 games. He'll see 49 today. He'll stop 43. So not quite what he's seen the last couple days. But Vassallo, a busy boy, and meanwhile his counterpoint, Aiden Young, in his first appearance of the season, will pick up the win. He saw 8 in the third. 23 shots overall. Stopping 21 of them. And again, 49 shots. 43 saves for Vassallo. Rowan will go 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Again, that last one coming late in the third. They did not score. They scored on their first one the first period. Drexel goes 1 for 3 on the man advantage. However, they do get a minus as well, though, as they gave up a shorthanded goal, which ended up being the 6th goal of the game for Rowan. 1-0-1. The totals for Drexel, 1, 2, 3. The total for Rowan, again, face-offs. Big, 16 more wins, 43 face-offs won tonight by Rowan. Only 5 in that third, 21 overall for Drexel. You're giving up 2-1. It is very, very difficult to fight back in any contest. So all the numbers against Drexel, it looked okay after 1, but things got a little ugly in the first 7 minutes of period 2 and 3, and end up being a runaway here for Rowan, as they will pick up their 10th win of the season. And Drexel now has won 3 of their last 5, but they will fall to 3-14. And they got to get this taste out of their mouth. They've got an important late season matchup with the Royals of Scranton tomorrow at 1:45 in the Colonial States Collegiate Hockey Conference. We will have that for you here, 1:45 on YouTube. And then the Division I program. In club hockey in the ACHA, they will have the nightcap, which we will have for you as well. That will be a 7 o'clock start against William Patterson. So all Drexel all weekend here. We hope you will join us tomorrow at 1:45 for the D2 game against Scranton, and then D1 at 7 o'clock, William Patterson. That'll do it here tonight from University of Pennsylvania's Class of 1923 Arena. My thanks as always to my great crew. They are the real talent. Sarah Isley, Henry Cantwell, and Eric Butler doing the work today. I'm merely the mouthpiece, Daryl Dobas, saying thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast no matter what side of the aisle you're on. Final score, Rowan on the road picks up the win over Drexel by a final of 62. You have been watching ACHA Division II Men's Club Ice Hockey here on YouTube, powered by SFBN. Have a good night, everybody.